Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Jeremy Scott Fitness Podcast Review Show. Coming to you on this Thursday. I believe it's Thursday, right? March the 26th. Just about 1 o'clock-ish, give or take. Just wrapped up my own dumbbell-only upper body workout. Hopefully, you guys got your workout in today as well. So every day and time you're listening to this, just know you still have time to be active. And I think more so now than ever is the time to make your health a priority, since a lot of you have a little bit of extra time on your hands, or maybe you're cooped up at the house and you're not in your normal routine. I can't stress enough how important activity is in a time like this. So if you're listening to this on your walk, in your workout, you're thinking about working out, please get up off your ass and do it. I promise you, you will feel better once it is done. So with that, today's episode, we're going to talk about 5 thoughts to make a difference in your life. Now, this comes via my homie Pat Rigsby. It's actually been in the archives in the queue for quite a while, and as I was going through emails this morning replying to our clients who are all kind of stuck at home doing their thing, I was scrolling through this and I found this to be, very timely, if you will, and it's kind of perfect for the setting that all of us are in. This can tie to your business, your career, your personal life, and especially, the ecosystem that we're all kind of currently trapped in, hopefully staying safe. And, again, right now, if you guys are feeling a certain way and some stress and you're going through some shit, slow down, breathe with me here. We are going to get through it. I promise you that. The uncertainty of it is the part that sucks. So we don't know if it's, 4 weeks or, 3 months. We don't really know where we're at, and we're all different parts of the country, and all of you listening in different countries, for that matter, just stay safe and just know that we will get through it. I've seen a lot of shit in my life, and this is obviously something different, but we're all going to rip it on the other side. I am certain of that. So the 5 thoughts to make a difference. Now, when I think of stuff that really works for me, personally and professionally, which for me, they're kind of all married together. It's Jeremy Scott Fitness. So basically, as Jeremy Scott goes, Jeremy Scott Fitness goes, and as our athletes go, we go. But this stuff, they're all simple concepts. I'm a simple dude. I'm a very basic dude when you really strip it down, and I think these things are applicable to almost everybody. That's why I share them with you guys. But it's the simple things that are done consistently that work, and they work very well. In fact, it's the simple stuff that you do consistently that often works best. So when I think about, lessons or, protocols or guides, the constants that have helped me throughout my life, both personal and professional, these are probably the 5 that have the biggest impact. And number 1, as timely as it is, handling adversity. Adversity happens. Shitstorms happen. Kicks in the nuts happen. You fall on your face. Things come out of nowhere, i.e. the situation that we're all currently in. In fact, almost every great success that we know has been preceded by some adversity. Me personally, all of you listening out there, and we're all in it together, but we're all on our own little islands, right? Like, we all have our own little individual struggles. Some of you, it's with career stuff, finance stuff, kid stuff, health stuff, and some of that's all wrapped up in between now, and it's kind of rearing its ugly head. But it's the proverbial, kind of rags to riches story that we resonate with as humans. It's the hero's journey. And I think we all discover that, achieving anything, there's going to be bumps in the road. That I promise you. Anybody out there listening to me who has graduated college, who has raised a kid, who has moved up the corporate ladder, who has won anything in sports, there has been bumps in the road, whether that be in training or competition or somewhere in between. In fact, one of the best concepts that we can learn is that it's not the adverse events that dictate our results, it's how we respond to them. And I think that that's more timely now than ever, and I'll repeat that so you guys really catch it and let it drill home. One of the best concepts that we can learn is it's not those adverse events that dictate our results or our success. It's how we respond to them. And right now, there's a lot of shit going on that we cannot control. There's certain things we can do, but we can't control the overall end date or the outcome of it, only by practicing what we can control in our own little worlds. But how we respond to the things going on around us, that's going to dictate where we come out on the other side. And I think all of you can feel that with me right now. Number 2, be both a good teammate and the best version of yourself. You've heard the phrase, when you're on an airplane, that's about to take off. They tell you in the event of a change in cabin pressure, your oxygen mask will drop. Then they tell you to put your mask on first before assisting anyone else. This is true for everything in life. And I think at this point in time, we have to all remember that and feel that you can't do anybody else any good if you're not taking care of yourself. That means getting quality sleep. That means building up your immune system. That means being active. That means not filling your head with a bunch of negative shit and playing doomsday scenarios in your head. That's you being positive, being mindful, showing up for yourself first so you can show up for others next. And that doesn't matter if you're running a business, if you're in a business. That doesn't matter if you're still working at your job or you got laid off or you're furloughed or if you're raising a child. You've got to do your job. But yours isn't the only job. So you have to control what you can control. And again, to achieve anything great, we all need others and others need us. To achieve anything great in life, we need others and others need us as well. Your goal is to make yourself the most badass version you can be. And whatever your process is, it is. My wife's is different from mine and vice versa. And mine is probably different from yours, but there's certain things we can all connect to and tie on. And once we're right, once we feel good and we feel centered and we've made a decision of how we're going to attack things and we just worry about controlling what we can control, then we can lift others up. And we can help others reach their goals. We can put other people in a good position. We can make other people feel at ease and feel like it's going to be okay. And we can look out for them the best we can, but we have to look out for ourselves first. And again, in life, you'll be almost assured of nothing. But all you can do is put yourself in the best position to be successful, and then you can help others do the same. And when you accept that, this is how success in anything works, it's easier to embrace that. That you shouldn't be, worrying about everything all the time. You should be playing your best role and helping others play theirs as well. So again, the takeaway is, be a good teammate, show up for yourself so you can show up for others. Number 3, just stay the course, man. Over time, I've accepted that nothing worth having comes without commitment, persistence, and time. And it's the small improvements, which I've talked about many times before, day after day, yield the biggest results. That's the only way to get there. I've never had a home run idea. I've never had a get rich quick scheme. Nothing amazing has ever happened for me overnight. It's all the little stuff I've done over time that's allowed me to survive and keep moving forward. And I look at this kind of season of life as no different. In fact, one step, one move forward towards your goal each day is often enough to accomplish the biggest things, as long as you stay the course. It's easily probably my favorite competitive advantage over the rest of the world because I'm willing to stay in the ring. And I'm willing to take the punches, and I'm willing to keep throwing punches, and I'm willing to keep fucking trying no matter what. I'll scrap and I'll claw, and if everybody around me tends to go away, I'll still be there. Because I know by simply showing up and doing the work day after day, I'm gonna win probably 90 to 95% of the time over the competition just by outlasting them. Just by willing to do the things they're not willing to do. Especially in the times when it's chaotic and it's stressful and the world is, going to shit, if you will. In fact, I would suggest this to anybody listening. Don't play the game if you're not willing to play the long game. And that's what this is. And obviously, you have to hedge your bets and you have to be, somewhat risk averse and you know when to take chances and when to pull back and, when to be mindful and when to be bold and when to be a little bit meeker. That comes down to self-awareness and that comes down to you as a person. But I wouldn't even play the game if you're not willing to play the long game. And sometimes there's seasons for growth. And sometimes there's seasons for you just trying to move the needle forward little by little by little and just stay alive. And for some of you, that's where we're at now. So we're just trying to stay afloat, man. And we're just trying to weather the storm. And it is what it is, as they say sometimes. Number 4, there are only a few things that are crucial to success in almost any pursuit of them when you get right down to it. Now, this one isn't obvious when you're in the middle of the shit, but it is true. In most things in life, you can boil what success is based on down to a few things. In business, for example, it's figuring out how to get clients and how to serve them and how to show up for them at the highest level to the best of your ability, regardless of the circumstance. And that's literally what I'm trying to do now, is help my people the best I can where I'm at and over deliver in every way possible, in the coaching, in the message, in the touch points, and the accountability, and everything I can to help keep them as healthy and as happy and as mindful as possible, regardless of where they're at. If they're doing good, if they're doing bad, or they're somewhere in between. And to create an ideal life for me and to create an ideal business, it's doing it the way that allows me to personally thrive for Jeremy. And selfishly, when I feel good, I can pour out to the rest of the world. Now, when I'm stressed and I can't breathe and I'm freaking out, I'm no good to anybody. So I have to, again, like I talked about before, center myself, be mindful so I can give back to everyone else. And the way I look at it for my life personally and my business, because I look at my business and my life as kind of one and the same. They're not. I'm much more than just the business, but a lot of my business is speaking and talking and giving back and helping others. And I look at that, that's a part of my life. That's my vocation, that's my craft, that's my calling, that's what I'm put here to do. And I'm going to keep doing it as long as people listen and as long as they want to stand in place for me. So it's a simple kind of 4-box checklist I go through every day. And I ask myself, did I serve our clients well? Did I serve our clients to the best of my ability today? Did I give them everything I could to be successful? And when I go to sleep at night, the answer is always yes. Number 2, did I grow my business in some way? I ask myself that every single day. And I know right now it's not about, just P&Ls. It's not about client and customer acquisition. It's not what season we're in right now. It's keeping people healthy, keeping people safe, keeping people engaged, keeping them accountable, and just spreading as much positive stuff as I can. And whether that be with our clients who work for us, or if that's putting out a free podcast like this, I'm trying to move this business forward in some way and also serve you guys in some way, whether you've ever paid us $1 or not. I'm trying to lend you some words to put you at ease, to know that if you just stay calm and you keep moving forward and you're smart about how you live your life through this season, you're going to be all right. Number 3, engage meaningful with those people I care about. That's all of you listening right now, the tens and tens of thousands of you listening and the million people we reach across all our platforms. I try to engage you in the most meaningful way possible. I don't share this shit for myself. I don't need to hear myself talk. I know what I think. I don't need to see myself do exercise. I know what I look like. But I do it for you, to engage you, to give you something to look forward to help you move better, feel better, think better, and just live a better life. I engage with my family, with my friends, via text message, via Facebook, via telephone, whatever metric I can reach them. I try to do that and stand in place for them and be a leader and share some positivity in a less than positive time for many people. And number 4, I try to improve myself. I try to put myself in a position to be healthy, to be positive, and to have as much perspective and gratitude as I can. And I don't want to make this overly serious, and this sucks right now. I don't think it's fun, but my grandpa went and fought in a fucking war. My grandpa left this country and fought in a war, and you could argue that this is a war against the virus now with our healthcare workers and the people at the front lines. And I thank all of you who have to be out there every single day. I don't know how you do it. I appreciate you more than you know. Sincerely, I thank you. But my grandpa went and fought in a war, and at a time where probably in America, people would worry about, like, are we going to get bombed? And what language are we going to speak in 6 months to a year if we lose? And if people come and overtake things? And I think there was a level of panic there and a level of fear. And I think a lot of it probably self-deserved. And I think some of it's self-deserved now too. But they're asking us to, stay at home and self-distance and do certain things. And admittedly, that's hard. There's a huge financial impact of that. There's a huge mental health impact of that and a social impact of that. But I didn't get drafted, and they didn't ship me off to a different country and drop me off and say, here's a gun, go do your thing. And so I take everything for what it is, and I try to have perspective and gratitude, and I just try to do my part. As small as an impact as it is, but if we all do our part small, again, I think the big things are going to work out. And if you take these small steps in these 4 areas every day, before long, you're going to have a pretty badass life. And if you put them into play with your business and your career, I think you'll find the same there. And remember, just like everything in life, if you figure out the real drivers of success, in what you're doing rather than just focusing on the trivial, small, negative shit along the way, you'll be able to beat the competition more often than not. And you'll be a person that people look up to and people look to for advice and people listen to, and people think that, wow, we can trust them and we're happy to have them in our circle. And that's what sets you apart from everybody else. And that's what I try to do every single day, is just stand in the place for you guys who maybe, have things on your mind that I don't have. And I've been able to, like I can push through split squats, right? I can push through some of the mental shit as well. Now, sometimes it gets me. I'm a human being just like you guys. I have all the same stresses and worries and what it is, but I try to not dwell on it, and I try to just take it and set myself up and create an environment of success. And I do that by building up, some walls to allow me to be there for all of you. And I hope you guys hear that in my voice when I say it today. And number 5, this is probably the most important one, and I think this is the one that gets lost on a lot of us. And admittedly, probably 2 weeks ago, you guys, I had probably about 3 days where there was gaps in those 3 days where I was really like, probably had a hard time breathing. And it probably was like, what the fuck are we going to do? And I didn't have the answer yet. I didn't have a solution. And it was the uncertainty that was driving me nuts, because I just like to, if I have a problem, I like to solve it. If my wife and I argue, I don't go to sleep angry. I don't want her to walk in the other room and close the door and do whatever she would do in there. I'm not a fan of that. I'm a fan of standing in place, and let's duke it out right in person. Let's have the argument, let's have the conversation, and let's come to a resolution. Either you're wrong, I'm wrong, we're both wrong. Let's move forward. Let's have a compromise. But this is not what this situation is. I think we're trying to pick a track, and we're just trying to do our part with it. So I have a hard time with this as well a couple weeks ago, and now I'm at ease with it. And the point I'm driving at is number 5, you have to appreciate today. And I think a lot of us are just waiting till this is over, whether that's 3 weeks or 2 months or whatever the timeline is. And I get that. I don't think you'll ever feel perfect during it, but you can still appreciate today, because you are breathing and you are living, and you do have people that care about you, and there's people that you do care about. And appreciating today is twofold. In one way, it's about enjoying the moment, because before you know it, those moments have passed and you don't get them back. That's why I try to appreciate everyone, even the smallest things. And even if you're having a shitty day, it doesn't mean every second, every minute, every hour has to be shitty. You can get lost in a good memory, in a funny joke, in a comment, in a conversation with somebody you love or care about, whether that's just, playing fetch with your dog or something so simplistic. The smallest things I try to reach out to in those times. And you have to enjoy all the moments. You really do. And I'm terrible at this right now, at celebrating the wins. And it's hard to, especially when you're not getting a lot of wins, right? Coming in, you're taking a lot of fucking L's, man, and it sucks. But you have to celebrate the smallest wins. And sometimes that might not be the wins that you think. It might just be a positive message or a comment, or your homie, sending you a Dave Chappelle, where is Ja Rule gift to help me make sense of this shit, or whatever your thing is for you guys. You have to celebrate the wins, and you have to celebrate the progress that you've made. And it's not always about chasing the next thing and ignoring the last. It's about being present in the moment, and that's what I'm really trying to drill down on right now. And if there's any positive that came from this shit mess we're in, it's about me just being mindful and present and appreciating the now. And whatever you're doing, personally, professionally, you'll become more valuable if you are present in the moment and focused, and not putting things off, not always worrying about the future, not playing the what if game 14 steps down the road, just being present in the moment, being mindful, and being focused, and valuing time, and investing it as well. And again, you guys, those are just 5 lessons or thoughts that have had a significant impact on me, and I hope they will have the same for you as well. So again, nothing earth-shattering. These are all things but they're just 5 thoughts that can make a difference in your life if you just slow things down and really be mindful of them, and you put those pieces into play and practice them every single day. And again, I'll keep pumping out as much quality stuff for you guys if I can. If I have smart, insightful things to say, I for surely will do it. But if you want to hear anything else specifically from me on fitness, nutrition, training, lifestyle stuff, how I'm living day-to-day life, what my schedule is like, whatever it is, I'm happy to share it with you if you guys are willing to listen. I just know for me, there's certain podcasts and people I just tune on to listen to, and sometimes it's not even like I'm really listening deep down. It's just nice to have kind of background noise to take my mind off of following anything that wouldn't be positive. And I think that's the big key. It's why I touched on the other day, me just watching, The Office or Parks and Rec, or just watching like movies I watched as a kid for the nostalgic of it, and doing things to put me in a positive mindset to make me feel good. And remind me of a time where it probably was more fun and it was less, stressful and full of shit than it is right now. So take that for what it is, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're in iTunes right now, stop. Don't be a lazy ass. Drop me a 5-star. Leave a comment. If you're on your iPhone, scroll down all the way to the bottom of the podcast app. 5-star ratings and reviews. Drop me a couple sentences. Share this with a friend or family member who you know needs to hear it, because they're struggling right now and they can't breathe and they just need maybe 5 different things to focus their energy on. And again, where your focus goes, your energy flows. I truly do believe that. If you're on a MacBook or your iPad, click the iTunes icon, ratings and reviews, 5-star review. Again, reminder, I shared on our Instagram a mobility flow. It's a full free mobility playlist you guys can download and do anywhere, anytime. We walk you through a ton of videos on foam rolling, on mobility, full flows, body part stuff, things that make you guys move better and feel better. Again, it's 100% for free. All you have to do is go to my Instagram, link is in my bio right now, click download it, it is all yours. If there's anything else you guys want to see or hear, hit me up. I'm happy to record it. I will probably check in with you guys later tomorrow. Other than that, I'm just rocking and rolling, trying to get quality sleep, keep my body healthy, and put myself in a position to be successful so I can keep delivering to you guys and to all of my amazing Jeremy Scott Fitness clients. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Again, if there was no you guys, there would be no us, and we would cease to exist. So I thank you for supporting us and rocking with us online every day inside our 47-day transformation group, inside our inner circle group. Even though we can't see you in person, I know we will sooner than later. And man, we're just going to melt your faces off once that day comes. But until then, I'll keep crushing you guys online as long as possible. So thank you guys. I appreciate all of you. Have an amazing day. Stay safe. And until next time, eat well, train hard, be nice to people. And please, you guys, keep doing shit you love with people you enjoy, because your life is too short not to. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.